Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Today we are going to be doing a bush trip around Lake Michigan. This is leg 1. It's a series of 4 different trips. From what I gathered, there's going to be somebody there to somebody there to explain all the landmarks and the whole 9 yards, tell me which way I gotta go. It's a total of 168.55 nautical miles at a time of 57 minutes. We are leaving from Morale C. Maglis Field and landing in Whitman Regional Airport. So, let's get to it. What's cool about this is I live in Michigan. And
welcome to Perfect Flight Adventures.
Okay.
My name is Martina, the navigator. Although
Martina.
The flight plan is loaded into your GPS, for each point on the route, I will provide you with detailed flight instructions. My colleague Mike, the narrator, will provide you with geographical, historical, and cultural information about the places we will fly over.
Okay. That's kind of cool. What I was saying about Lake Michigan is I visited, I don't know, maybe we'll say 5 times my whole life. Went there as a kid, and I actually am able now to take my own children there.
When you're ready, give it full throttle, release the parking brakes, and take off.
Alright, now that we finally got this thing to load after an hour, let's get in the air. See what these people have to say about this. Good old Lake Michigan. It looks like they got everything set up for me, huh? Let's see here. Alright. I guess we just get in the air, huh? Looks like we got a brake on. Close. There we go.
After takeoff from Meigs Field, turn left and fly over the city of Chicago.
Okay.
Chicago is the largest city on Lake Michigan and the 3rd most populous in the United States. The city is crisscrossed by a network of rivers, including the Chicago River, which bisects downtown and flows into
Don't sing.
Officially founded in 1837, Chicago grew rapidly through a major railroad and industrial hub. A pivotal event in its history is the Great Fire of 1871, which destroyed much of the city. The disaster was followed by a rebuilding that transformed Chicago into an innovative center of architecture, beginning the era of skyscrapers. The city saw the birth of the world's first skyscraper and continues to be a laboratory of architectural innovation, with iconic buildings such as the Willis Tower and the John Hancock Center. Jazz and blues are deeply rooted in Chicago tradition, and the city also hosts major music festivals such as the Chicago Blues Festival and Lollapalooza.
get our GPS on track here. Bye, Chicago.
Waukegan, originally known as Little Fort, was founded in 1829 as a trading station. The name was changed to Waukegan in 1849, a word of Native American origin meaning Little Fort. In the 19th century and early decades of the 20th century, Waukegan became an important industrial center, with factories producing chemicals, metals, and machinery. The city has a large residential and industrial area, but also green spaces and parks, including Waukegan Municipal Beach and Bowen Park, which offer scenic views of Lake Michigan and outdoor activities.
Go straight ahead. On your right, you will see Waukegan Municipal Beach and some nature reserves, such as Illinois Beach Nature Preserve, Adeline J. G. O'Carroll State Park, and North Dune Nature Preserve.
Kenosha is the last major city in Wisconsin before the Illinois border. Officially founded in 1835 as Southport, Kenosha became an important port and trading center. In later years, the city became an industrial hub, attracted by the growing demand for manufactured goods in the United States. In 1850, it was renamed Kenosha, a term of Native American origin referring to water and lakes. In the 20th century, Kenosha became known as the location of major automobile plants, such as the American Motors Corporation, AMC, which produced automobiles for the domestic and international markets. This industry played a crucial role in the city's economy until the final closure of the factory in the 1980s. The closure of major industries led Kenosha to face economic challenges, but in recent decades, it has been able to reorient and diversify.
Looks like that's the factory right over there. AMC. That is some of the coolest cars out there, like the AMC Gremlin. The movies made that car famous. I think it was not Bill and Ted. The other one was Mike Myers. I forgot the name of it. But that's the car that they drove around, was an AMC Gremlin. Must be their airport. It's pretty decent size. Looks like it's got 2 runways. Let's see for another. That's a pretty long runway right there. That's for little planes on that one. And you got that big long runway right there. The way I land planes, I need the big long runway. Looks like the sun's trying to come back out. Alright, where are we going next? Chia. I think we're still technically in Illinois. No, that must be that's the airport for Waukegan? Yeah, Waukegan. We'll go with that. Then we're going to come up to Kenosha. Okay, yeah. And the next one they're going to be talking about will be Realism. Then Milwaukee. Everybody knows Milwaukee. Then Port Washington. And then Sheboygan. Greenbush. And Fond du Lac. Fond du Lac. Yeah, okay. Sorry, my kids are home today. They're, yeah, crazy. Oh, looks like we're getting headed into some rain. Make sure we're still good on fuel. 82%. Tour is going to rain the whole dang time. No, I think we can go a little lower, to be honest with you. I don't think the terrain up here. You know, we're going to go a little lower. Let's do that. Let's go down to 15 now. 15. That way. Let me get a little better look at the cities down below us. I wonder what happened to the grass there. They're getting ready to build something, maybe? Interesting. Might be getting ready to build something like this big old factory right here. Who's flying the plane, by the way?
Continue along the coastline.
Okay, continue along the coastline.
Founded in 1834, Racine developed rapidly and became an important transportation center for goods and people during the westward expansion of the United States. In later years, Racine developed into an industrial center due to the presence of manufacturing companies, such as the J.I. Case Company, manufacturer of farm machinery, and S.C. Johnson, world famous for its household and cleaning products. S.C. Johnson, founded in Racine in 1886, remains one of the city's largest and most influential companies. Its headquarters, designed by architect Frank Lloyd Wright, is an architectural landmark, attracting visitors from around the world. One of the main cultural points of interest is the Racine Art Museum, which houses the world's largest collection of contemporary art and materials, such as ceramics, glass, metal, and fiber. The Weston Museum of Fine Arts is another prominent institution, offering art-related exhibitions, workshops, and educational programs.
Another football field. I wonder what that building is right there. Kind of cool looking.
Milwaukee is the largest city in the state of Wisconsin and is crossed by three main rivers: the Milwaukee River, the Menominee River, and the Kinnickinnic River. Officially founded in 1846, Milwaukee has a long history of immigration, especially by Germans, Irish, and Poles, who have profoundly influenced the local culture. The city quickly became the center of industrial brewing, so much so that it earned the nickname Brew City. Breweries such as Miller Brewing Company, Pabst, and Schlitz became symbols of the city, and brewing remains a key part of its economy and cultural identity to this day.
Airport. Yeah, it's another airport right there. Different looking though. A small airport. Looks like you're landing some pretty decent sized planes on there, though. Alright, let's see. Alright, we're out of racing. We're heading towards Milwaukee. You know what? That building might be that museum they were talking about. Maybe. Wish the weather cooperated a little bit though. Foggy. Rain. Wonder what that is up there. Factory or something, maybe? Let's see. They got a window. Like big old smokestacks. It's gotta be some type of factory. Maybe it's the Milwaukee Brewing Company. Idea what that is. Kind of hard to tell in all this fog, though. I didn't even think we're in Milwaukee yet. Oh, there you go, Tyler. Oh, cool. Yeah, I do. Well, that kind of sucks. Yeah, it's all rain. Sorry, kids are nuts. Yeah, but it's raining now. Look at all that rain. Kind of curious who is flying the plane now, because there's nobody in there. Funny thing is, though, if this is the weather, current weather, then it's going to be raining at my house in a few hours. It's in Wisconsin right now. Hey, look, rainbow. Looks like it's raining as hard now. Looks like another airport. Looks like it's still raining or snowing. That is a much bigger airport. That must be the Milwaukee airport. Yeah, there are multiple runways. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I swear that's snow. I wonder if we're freezing up. Oh no, maybe it's rain. It's raining pretty good now, huh? See if it'll come in the window. No, I can't open the window. Why not? Looks like we're on the outskirts of Milwaukee. Milwaukee little symbol is coming up. We don't get to see Milwaukee.
Port Washington directly overlooks Lake Michigan, with a natural harbor that provides shelter for boats and creates a picturesque atmosphere, particularly at sunset. The city's name pays tribute to the first president of the United States, George Washington. Founded in 1835, the city soon became an important center for trade on Lake Michigan, contributing to the development of the region. During the 19th century, the city attracted large numbers of immigrants, especially Germans, who helped shape the local cultural identity. The German heritage is still evident in the architecture of the historic center, street names, and cultural celebrations that enliven the city.
The only thing that I'd like different about this is when they're talking about the cities, I think we should be flying over the cities. Because right now, we're flying over Milwaukee. This looks like it's downtown Milwaukee with all these bigger buildings. Personally, I've never been to Milwaukee. Yeah, because Port Washington's way up here. And we're way down here, just going through Milwaukee. I think we're starting to get on the outskirts of Milwaukee. Suburbs. Big radio tower. It's those big old towers, the radio towers, television. Where's the blinky light? There ain't no blinky light on top. There's two more over there. No blinky lights. Check it out. We're flying almost over the lake now. We're going to be flying over it here in a second. How pretty that shoreline is. That's one thing that's really cool about this game is you can see places and go to places that you might never be able to in real life. You know, I was just thinking, I was in the Army. What if I make a flight plan of flying over the places that I went to when I was in the Army? Those kids really drive me insane. Anyways, what if I could fly over Iraq and the places that I've been in Iraq? I think that'd be pretty cool. We're almost to Port Washington. Should be coming up here soon. We're getting ready to fly over Port Washington now. Pretty green grass up here. That's for sure. Looks like that's the port right there.
Sheboygan stretches along Lake Michigan with a shoreline that alternates between white sand beaches and harbors. The Sheboygan River runs through the center of town, and parks, bike paths, and sports facilities are located along the banks. Sheboygan's beaches, such as North Beach and South Beach, are famous for their beauty and surfing activities, so much so that the city is often referred to as the surfing capital of the Midwest. Founded in the early 19th century, Sheboygan has a long industrial tradition. The name Sheboygan probably comes from a Native American word meaning noisy water, referring to the sound of a river and waterfalls. During the 20th century, the city became an important center for manufacturing industry, especially the production of furniture, cookware, and metal goods. This industrial development encouraged population growth and the city's evolution into an important regional economic center. The Sheboygan County Historical Museum offers an in-depth look at the city's history with exhibits covering the Native American period, European immigration, and industrial development. Another interesting attraction is the Bookworm Gardens, a unique botanical garden inspired by children's books, which offers an educational and entertaining experience for families and visitors of all ages.
Like I said earlier, it seems like once I get into a city, it starts talking about the next city. Like we're in Port Washington right now, and it's talking about Sheboygan, which is a few miles up the coast still. It's the only thing I wish they would fix. Have the narrator actually be correct while I'm flying over the city. Excuse me. I think we're getting ready to fly over Sheboygan now. And we're probably going to start hearing about green brush, something like that. Let's see. Yeah, green bush. Green bush. Okay, never heard of it. Nice decent sized factory over here on the coast. So we're gonna start making our turn. Sheboygan. And look, it's a track and field track. Baseball diamond. Must be a school right there. It's a pretty big school. Residential areas right here.
At Sheboygan, turn left and follow Route 23.
Okay, following Route 23.
Greenbush is nestled in the central Wisconsin countryside, surrounded by farmland, forests, and rolling hills. It is located not far from the Kettle Moraine State Forest, a vast protected natural area that stretches along a geological feature called the Kettle Moraine. Founded in the mid-19th century, Greenbush's history is strongly tied to the farming communities and pioneering spirit typical of this part of the Midwest. One of the distinguishing features of Greenbush is the Wade House Historical Site, a living museum that preserves the history of the region.
And this must be 23 right here. Route 23. I don't see this river they're talking about though. A lot of farmland up here. It's a good thing. We need the farms. And when my kids can enjoy the tomatoes and corn and soybeans. Oh, they're probably doing the soybeans. They snappies though. You can eat that. Cucumbers, lettuce, all that nonsense. Love their vegetables. Hey, look, a little tiny airport. Right there. Looks like it's only got one, maybe two. Yeah, two runways. Smaller one and then a longer. Maybe they're the same size. Maybe it's just a little. Yeah, that one's wider. Oh. All right. On our way to Greenbush. Alright, I think we're starting to get into Greenbush now.
Continue west, along Route 23.
Okay, lady.
Fond du Lac is located on the southern shores of Lake Winnebago, the largest lake located entirely in Wisconsin. Fond du Lac's history dates back to the early settlements of Native Americans, particularly the Menominee and Ho-Chunk tribes, who inhabited the area around Lake Winnebago. The first European explorers, mainly French, arrived in the 17th century, establishing trade routes for furs. In 1836, Fond du Lac was officially founded, and during the second half of the 19th century, the town grew rapidly thanks to the railroad industry.
Well, I guess that's all you had to say about that. And I think Fond du Lac is the last city we're making on this trip. That lake they're talking about, it's a pretty decent sized lake. I mean, not compared to Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan is massive, but it's still pretty big. Lake right over there. Not Lake Michigan, but that other lake they're talking about. Fondue Lake, maybe. Pretty decent sized lake. And welcome to the city of Fondue Lake.
Turn right and prepare to land at Whitman Regional Airport in Oshkosh.
Whitman Regional Airport is located in the city of Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and is best known for being the site of one of the world's premier aviation events, the EAA Airventure Oshkosh. The airport is named after Steve Whitman, a celebrated pilot, aircraft designer, and aviation pioneer. Whitman was a central figure in aviation in the United States, designing several racing aircraft and contributing significantly to the development of sport and amateur flying. His passion for flying and his achievements in aviation competitions made him an aviation legend, and the airport was renamed in his honor in 1972. The airport has been in operation since the 1920s and is one of the most important centers for general aviation in the United States.
Alright, now we gotta find this airport. Which I think is over here. That's it. Alright, let's land this bird. Coming in pretty hot. There we go, we're slowing down. Well, it was a little rough. I slowed down too early. And I missed the runway. But hey, we didn't die. Let's go park this thing somewhere. Let's shut this bad boy down. Alrighty. Alright, everybody, thank you for coming with me on this flight. I hope you enjoyed it, other than my crappy landing. But hey, I'm not a pilot. I just play video games. Everybody have a good day. Till the next one.